Well then, heads or tails?
What do you mean by that?
Why do we let the cosmos decide? Do I set you free or not? Sound good?
There is someone I seek.
Hey, my men and I are bounty hunters. We catch people. We don't find them.
I need you to catch someone then. He stole something from me. It was my sister's.
And what was it?
Will you help me?
I can help. There's a fee, though.
It's called the Lamp of Wishes. It has the ability to contain things that otherwise cannot be bound.
So the one you seek. He must have a name, right?
Chen Xiang.
Chen Xiang.
That's right. Do you know him?
Years ago, 12 to be exact, a goddess by the name of Yang Chen had the gall to fall in love with a mortal human.
I can open it just a little bit. But when I do, all I see is white. Nothing more.
Breaking heaven's laws. So, Yang Chen trapped her under Mount Hua. And she's his sister by blood.
Hard to remedy. I suppose, with a great deal of strength, you could force it open yourself.
But Yang Chen would not be trapped so easily. She fought back hard, using Mount Hua's legendary lotus lamp to blind his third eye, impairing his abilities.
Except, it might make the wound even worse.
True.
Since then, the powerful Yang Chen hasn't been able to use his powers.
You were so young when you arrived. I always thought of you as a son.
Oh, why? So I ask, what kind of person would be such a rule follower? They'd seal their own sister under a mountain.
You only know Yang Jian as an older disciple. But actually, that guy is your uncle, you know.
Nothing to say?
I'm not sure. When we spoke earlier, it almost felt like we'd met before.
Is that really true?
Your uncle is also the guy who personally trapped your mother under Lotus Peak.
Except I can't remember where.
Who knows? Maybe it was in a dream.
Yang Jian is naturally skilled at magic. He shattered the Lotus lamp into tiny pieces with his power.
Hold on. Or maybe it was more than a dream.
But if you can put them all back together, it'll be as good as new. Once you do that, you'll be able to use the lamp to crack open Lotus Peak and save your mother.
Hold on. You want the Lotus Lamp? I'm guessing you know. I'm your uncle.
And you shouldn't have buried my mother under Lotus Peak!
Yang Jian, well done!
Well, you coming?
Okay.
Shunko Bao.
Yang Jian, it's good to see you.
Under Mount Hua's Lotus Peak sits a nest of phoenixes. They are the spirits of fire.
You fell on hard times. Your third eye went blind.
Powerful enough to destroy the world. If set free, the cosmos would splinter. The goddess Nuwa gifted the lamp to your mother, so she would remain at the peak to keep watch over them.
I feel for that boy who split Mount Dao all those years ago. I was always fond of that Yang Jian.
But 12 years ago, the phoenixes grew restless, and the lamp could not contain them. I was sent to help her by my master, but the phoenix's force was too great. wounds. Who did this? At the last minute, your mother jumped into the nest in order to try and hold them down herself.
Brother, look after my son.
Life is too short, full of sorrow till we're gone.
You must seal Lotus Peak.
Yet though I leave, time, it will flow on.
I drove my axe into the rock.
How is your eye? Is it still closed off?
Yes. And thus, sealing the phoenixes in.
12 years ago, when you went and sealed off Lotus Peak. And yet, the unrest carries on.
And your third eye hasn't opened since.
I thought things would change, but I was wrong in the end. Sooner or later, catastrophe will return.
So she wasn't buried for marrying a
Master.
mortal? She sacrificed herself?
It is how to restore order.
Since young, your grandmother married a mortal as well, and had me and your mom. Because I had been wounded, I couldn't care for you. That's why I took you to Jinxia Cave.
You couldn't even come to see me? You're my uncle!
And only then the heavens will begin to heal.
It was swell. I wasn't taught a thing, just beaten to a pulp and starved. Called me a worthless bastard!
Yang Jian, do you know why you used the lamp to seal the phoenixes? To save Jinxia Cave. Your master used the phoenix's power to keep the cave standing.
This is the Tai Chi scroll. You're the one holding me in here?
When the phoenixes break free, the cave will collapse.
You are always my greatest student. I am impressed that you're able to combat the effects of the scroll's magic.
Keeping them sealed is what keeps Jinxia standing. That is the true reason why your master sent you to seal them away.
Wait a minute. I remember the story. It was Yinhong's master who turned his apprentice to ashes. I don't understand. He told me that this would save lives, prevent destruction. He never said anything about the cave.
His reasons were selfish.
Master, what crime did I commit? It's all to protect Jinxia Cave.
So you know now.
Heaven and earth are ruled by cycles, and so the phoenixes will surely rise again.
We cannot allow the cave to fall. Everything I've done has been to preserve Jinxia Cave.
So then, my sister is still locked under Mount Hua.
Because it's her fate!
Yang Jian,
Yang Jian. You do not know. The Yang family curse.
do you remember when it was that you split the mountain?
It was back during the last great catastrophe.
It lies between mothers and sons. You are linked by fate to the cycle of catastrophe. The mothers must hold down the mountains for the sake of preserving peace. And the sons will always try to save their mothers by splitting the mountains. But what you don't know is if the mountain is split and the phoenixes are freed, the cave will collapse. Chaos and catastrophe will return just as it did before. And only after the dust settles will peace return to heaven once more. My boy, tasked to split Mount Hua was you. This round is Chen Xiang's turn.
And so the truth is he manipulated for his own selfishness. You were his pawn. Let us split the mountain and rescue your mother.
Master, you took me in as an orphan, raised me as one of your holy disciples, taught me all sorts of different magic, and all for the purpose of using me, so that I could split Mount Ta one day. When you looked after Chen Xiang, you hid his powers, his origins, and everything from him. But this time it was to keep him from splitting the mountain.
Correct. Yang Jian, I am trying to preserve peace, just as your mother did before me. As long as the phoenixes remain under the mountain, the cave will also remain.
Your precious cave is destined to collapse. The longer they're suppressed, the more powerful they'll grow. When they're free, they'll destroy the world. Mother, protecting Jinxia Cave, it's not for the greater good. It's for selfish reasons.
That cave is my life. The life of all disciples who've passed through it. Its glory belongs to all.
Palm to it is heart to all. Even if I'm wrong, then I'll be wrong to the end.
Let's go, Master. The disciples you trained were only a means to an end.
Yang Jian, I never wanted to see you go. But for the sake of everything that is dear, you shall be turned to dust.
Some wars must be fought alone. Am I the only one standing in my way? Am I my own merciless enemy? Can I stand back looking deep into death's gaze? Can I turn and face myself and the knowledge of what shouldn't be? To look into my heart, but still look into hell. Into hell. Controlled by the voice of fear, I was completely overwhelmed. So concerned with the things I can never change. Now I must ensure to never fulfill that prophecy. I must attain supremacy of mind, supremacy of body, supremacy of spirit, supremacy of self. The war you want is the war I'm willing to give. Farewell to all the disbelief suspended in the depths.